Iraq says that more than 50 mass graves have been discovered in several areas of the country formerly controlled by the Daesh terrorist group. John Kubis described the killings by the terrorist group as a heinous crime. He said that 3 graves containing a total of up to 40 sets of remains were found in a football field in the city of Ramadi last month, which was liberated last year. Kubis also voiced concern about the dire humanitarian conditions in Iraq, saying that over 10 million people require urgent aid. Subba Jawad is the director of the Iraqi Democrats Against Occupation, joining us from London. Subba Jawad, we have the fight against terrorists on one side, we have the political somewhat of a crisis that's going on the other side, and we still have the U.S. that's increased forces inside Iraq under this notion of fighting terrorists. What do you make of the developments in Iraq overall, Subba Jawad?
Well, we could have now and then statements from the United Nations, all these humanitarian organizations, Western ones, identifying some problems of atrocities committed against the Iraqi people or the Syrian people or the Yemeni people. They publish a report and then do nothing because they are not prepared actually to question those responsible, those who are aiding and abetting such atrocities taking place in Iraq and elsewhere in the Middle East. Now we know for a fact from experience with terrorist organizations in Iraq and Syria and elsewhere that every time these organizations control a piece of land, they commit atrocities. For example, let's talk about Iraq. They go to an area, the first victims would be so-called the civil servant, members of the Iraqi government, localities, service providers, and so on. They accuse them of being traitors and collaborating with the Iraqi government. And in a lot of cases, they are killed, tortured and killed. We have tribal groups in that particular area which do not declare allegiance to the terrorist groups. They are massacred as well. All sorts of people, Shia people in the area are executed and buried in secret graves. These are well-known factors. And actually, the terrorist group like Daesh and Al-Qaeda don't hide it. In fact, they are proud of it. As we've seen on our television screens, the massacre committed against 1,700 Iraqi students in Salah ad-Din, military students. They've been massacred and executed, and their bodies been thrown into the river. This is filmed actually by ISIS, by themselves, and they put it on their websites and distributed it. We have a case of the Iraqi lorry driver, long-distance lorry drivers coming from Jordan, and they're being questioned whether they are Sunni or Shia, and when they discover they are Shia, they are executed. This is on video as well. And we have many atrocities in Mosul and Salah ad-Din and Tikrit and Ramadi, where eyewitnesses say they executed a lot of people. And some of these mass graves are being discovered now, but this is a well-known, established fact. This is part of policy, part and parcel of the policy that Daesh adhere to and practice on a daily basis.
Do you think that there's going to be any type of political breakthrough that's going to come through based on the developments there? We know that obviously the Prime Minister has addressed the nation regarding the people breaking through in the parliament, but how do you see that unfolding?
I think Iraqis approaching the summer months is going to be a very difficult place, and temper is heating up. I think Iraqis don't need cosmetic changes, they need radical changes, not only in terms of appointing a new cabinet and reforms and services, but also a radical change to the political system that was installed by the Americans in 2003.
Thank you for that. Subba Jawad, Director of the Iraqi Democrats Against Occupation.